Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell you, self improvement can become very toxic in your life at some point in your journey. Now, you may be wondering how is this possible, man? You're like literally improving yourself. How can improving yourself become bad at some point in your life? And I'm gonna tell you why. So, when you're on your self improvement journey, self improving is like the only thing you really care about. You only care about, improving your life. You only care about improving, how you look, how you talk to people, your social skills, maybe your job, your family, whatever it is. You just care about improving your life, whatever it is. Now, you may think, man, that sounds so good. How can that be toxic to yourself or toxic to other people or, maybe opportunities that you have in your life because you only care, about improving. The reason why it can become toxic, the reason why it can become bad, not only for you, but for the people around you, your family, maybe friends, opportunities, is because once you get into this self improvement mode, literally the only thing you care about is just improving. You only care about yourself. And, this is from like experience. I know for me, like, there's been many opportunities that I've had. I mean, like for friendships and stuff like that, but I maybe it's judgment, but I just look at these people and I'm like, man, these people are like nowhere near my level, or like they're nowhere near what I had to do, or nowhere near like what I'm trying to get to. And I'm not saying that's always a bad thing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't surround yourself by people that are on your level. But the thing is you don't really know people until you give them a chance. You don't really know people until you really talk to them, or just take time out of your day to figure out who they are, right? So what I'm trying to say is during my self-improvement journey, I realized that I'm being a lot I'm being judgmental basically. And I know that everyone's judgmental, right? Everybody judges each other, whether you want to admit it or not. But me, I'll just look at them and just be like, man, this person is like nowhere near my level, or I just have a small conversation with them and then just never talk to them again, or just blow off what they say, or people might try to give me advice and I just don't listen to it because I'm like, man, they didn't have to go through what I had to go through, or they didn't have to deal with what I had to deal with, stuff like that, man. So this could be like self improvement can be a toxic trait towards your relationships. Another thing, it can be kind of toxic towards your old friends. Now, what a lot of people will say about self improvement is that you're supposed to cut off anybody who isn't improving with you or isn't on your level, right? Basically what I just said. So, with that being said, yes, during my experience, I did do that. But, once I actually improved myself, once I actually got to, a point that I was proud of, I would talk to those old friends that, I used to have, or those old friends that, we used to play the game together every day, or I see them in school, this and that, right? And I would talk to them like they were supposed to be, on my journey, like they were supposed to be doing what I was doing. So, for example, back then I used to play the video game all the time. I used to play the video game like 24/7. Like I never get off the game. I didn't care, what it took, what I had to do. I just never got off the game. And basically the game, like the video games back then was like my escape from like all my issues, all my problems, stuff like that. So, I would play with certain people like 16, 18 hours a day. Let's like that. So once I got out of that state of mind, once I got out of that, zone that I used to be in, once I actually improved myself, I would call them, like, well, not call them, but I had a small chat with them and I'd be like, man, y'all are on the game, 16, 18 hours a day. You guys need to do this and that. You guys need to be improving. You guys need to start reading books. You guys need to, start going out in the world. And, all those things are good, but you have to understand that not everybody's going to be on your level. Not everybody is at that point to where they want to change their lives. People only want to change their lives when, they're really sick of their old life, when they're sick of, what they're going through, when they're sick of like how they are now, when they're sick of, the type of person they are. So that there might be a point in your self improvement journey where you talk to all those people that you used to talk to, or those people that you used to hang with, and you try to bring them onto the self improvement journey as well, and you try to better their lives. You start to care about their lives more than they do. So and it's not like it's only because you really care about them. It's only because you want to see them succeed. But this can be like a bad thing, not only to you, but your friends are gonna start looking at you different. Well, I don't even know if you want to call them friends. You know, those old people you used to talk to. You know, they're gonna start to see you different. They're gonna start to see you like an asshole. It is what it is, and you know, whatever they want to call you, man. But you're gonna start to care about you. You're gonna want to bring people into your life that don't need to be there. Basically, it's part of what I'm trying to say. So that's like another toxic thing that can happen. Third one, man, just I don't know, being judgmental and just caring too much about other people is like really one of the main ones I've dealt with. But the third one is probably like the isolation process, man. During I'm still on my self improvement journey, but I kind of leaned off a little bit because I realized like how isolated I was. And isolation is a wonderful thing when you're really trying to improve your life because you'll have no distractions. You'll have not you won't have people in your ear trying to tell you this and that. You won't have people trying to convince you of things. It's just you, whoever you believe in, God, Jesus, the world, the spirit, whatever. It's just you and them. You're just trying to build your life. But during this isolation process, man, I realized that when people would try to come into my life, I would just immediately cut them off, or I wouldn't even give them a chance because I would be like, man, people weren't trying to be in my life back then when I was like this. Why are y'all trying to enter now? And maybe it was a narcissistic trait at that time, but I just felt like people didn't deserve to come into my life because they didn't you know they didn't give me a chance, back then to the person who I used to be, or what I'm saying. It's just the isolation process. It got me so deep into it that I just didn't want to bother with anybody else. I didn't want to bother with other people's problems, stuff like that. And I'm still kind of that way now, but I had to realize you're not gonna make any friends. You're not gonna meet any new people if you keep acting like this. So there's I still have that trait with me. I'm not saying it's a bad trait, but just be careful how you use it. There's only a select few people that I let into my life or that I really talk to for real. And like I said, I still have that trait that I think that people are not on my level, and it's not me like trying to just be judgmental. It's just I have a simple conversation with them, or I just see their habits, and I'm like, man, I can't be like this person, or I'm not doing the same things that they're doing. So that's just a few toxic traits that the self improvement journey can bring to you, man. I just wanted to point that out. Be aware of this. This might happen to you. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe if you really take this serious, I'm gonna say 95% chance this is gonna happen to you, man, because you're gonna change your whole entire life. So you can't be around the same things that you used to be around. And once you get into that state where like how this used to be your old life and then this is your new life now, you're not gonna want to go back to your old life. So I just want to inform y'all. I just wanted to share this with y'all. If y'all relate to this, drop a comment, drop a like, man. My name is Keith Bryan. I hope this video helped you in some type of way. Be aware of people out here. Be aware of, just the world, man. You gotta stay focused and you gotta enjoy your life too. So don't let this self improvement journey just take your whole life away. Take some time to actually enjoy your life too, man. Because life is short, but you want to improve to actually enjoy the success. You don't want to just celebrate every time and then feel like, man, I'm just celebrating it, but I'm not earning anything. So, be on self improvement, but celebrate every now and then so you feel like you earned it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just some tips, advice, and I'll see y'all soon, man.